Hey guys, hope everybody's well. I'll just leave it a few minutes until everybody's sort of joined and watching and whatever. But it's a beautiful day here in the UK, in England. I'm in a place called Stoke-on-Trent, right in the centre of England, just below Manchester and just above Birmingham. And born and bred here, very proud of my roots. And yeah, this is my garden. Right, Jared, good morning. Good morning. I realise it's probably morning for a lot of people around the world as well. Good evening to everyone here in the UK. Good morning to the Americans, the LAs, and everybody else. Thank you. Good afternoon. Does your farts peel paint? I would say yes, they do. Strongman farts don't peel paint. Right, I'll get stuck into these questions, guys. So I've got Hannah, my daughter, who is in Nottingham right now. Lockdown, obviously, during the government's advice, we all stay indoors. We're not allowed out, so which is fine. It's all helping sort of slow down this, whatever you want to call this, and easing the NHS and everything else. So I'm all for it. I hope everyone's staying safe. Hope everyone's fit and well and healthy, and you're all washing your hands and stop coughing on people. Okay, right. First question. So this is from Max_Seeley. How is your son and daughter doing? And what are they doing to keep busy during quarantine? So my son and daughter are fine. Max and Layla. Layla doesn't live with me. She lives with an ex-partner. So unfortunately, I haven't been able to see her for the last 2 weeks because of the quarantine, which has been very, very tough and very hard on me. But you've got to do it. You know, I can't risk giving her something or her giving me something. You know, I've got my mum and dad as well to think of, my grandma. There's lots of people affected. If one of you gets it and you see other people, then loads of people get it. So I haven't seen my daughter. I think I'm going to see her on Wednesday. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do yet, whether we're going to keep the 2 meter social distancing, but I want to have her over at the house. But we'll just have to gauge that and see what she's been doing for the last 2 weeks as well, see if she's been exposed. My son is in there now playing Fortnite, no doubt, or watching YouTube videos, and he's fit and well, he's happy. It's quite nice actually. I'm spending a lot more time with my son during the lockdown. We're doing his schoolwork for an hour, sort of an hour a day. Trying to get him in the gym, doing a few sit-ups and press-ups and whatever else, a little bit going out for bike rides. So trying to keep fit, keep healthy, and they're both doing well. So thanks for asking. Second question. Bloody hell, Anna, straight in there. Right, this is from Nick Shibishi. Okay, this is the question. Do you personally think 4 should do more than 501, considering you broke it by so much before? So I'm sure the world knows 4 is going for the world record deadlift on May the 2nd in Iceland. It's going for 501 kilo. You know what? Breaking it is breaking it. If he breaks it by a kilo or 10 kilo or 30 kilo, it doesn't matter really. If he breaks it, he breaks it. I will say that I broke it by 37 kilos in one day. I did something special. I broke that 500 kilo barrier when everybody thought it was possible. We wouldn't even be talking about the 500 kilo deadlift if it wasn't for me right now. And as I've said before, I'm getting sick and tired of people saying they're going to pull it, 4 especially. I'm just sick to death of hearing it. I'm sick to death of seeing my name in his title on YouTube videos, the 501 kilo in titles on YouTube videos, and it's just plugging, it's using my success to drag it for his views. I'm just sick to death of it. If you're going to pull it, then pull it. It's been 4 years. I've had the 500 kilo deadlift. No one has come close for 4 years. That is unheard of in strength world. Records will last a year or two at tops, but for a record to last 4 years, I'm very proud of that. I will say this, 4 is going for the 501 kilo deadlift. He's doing it in his gym. Now, under the circumstances, it's tough, because if I said 4 years ago, if I pull 500 kilo in my gym with, you know, my weights and my sponsors pushing it, my sponsors supplying the weights, my sponsors giving the prize money, my sponsors giving me the live stream. If I did that 4 years ago in my gym, people would call bullshit. People say it wouldn't count, referee there or not. So it's a tough one. You know, it is a tough one. The circumstances make it very hard for this to be made possible. Thor's going for it. He's doing it in his home gym, I believe, in Iceland. He's got Magnus for Magnusson there refereeing it. I'll say this, right? I do not trust the Icelandics. I do not trust them. At World's Strongest Man 2017, they were the ones that cried and stomped their feet and said that, you know, the referee cheated them and that's the only reason I won the World's Strongest Man. They then tried to say there were brakes on a plane. They were just all sorts of crap. And then the following year, the same Icelandics were pulled up discrepancies on Brian Shaw's deadlift, trying to say that Brian didn't complete the lift within the time limit. It's just that I just don't trust the Icelandics. They will pull anything out of their pockets to try and beat me or do anything to top anybody. So I don't trust them. I do not trust them. If they're going to say that's 501 kilo on the bar, I don't trust them. So they can say it's calibrated plates, calibrated bars. They can have the referees there. I don't trust them to do it legitly. I really do not trust them. And again, you can say whatever you want, but if the tables were turned, if I was going to go for 501 kilo in my gym in my basement downstairs with calibrated plates and a referee, no one would count it. No one would count that as a world record. So I'm not going to count it as a world record. He's got to do it. He's got to put, you know, he's had plenty of opportunities this last 4 years. He's had 4 years telling everyone he's going to do it, and he has, you know, he's had the capabilities. Why all of a sudden it's like we're going to this pandemic and, you know, there's like nowhere to run, and now he's going to do it in his home gym? He's had plenty of opportunities. Could have done it in Dubai, you know, late on last year. He could have done it Europe's Strongest Man. He had opportunity to do it Giants Live. It just doesn't feel right to me. You know, why not wait till this is over? Wait till, I don't know, October. You know, when the world's ultimate strongman does the deadlift. And people can say I've been disrespectful. I don't care. If the tables were turned, if I was doing that, people would call BS. So I'm calling BS on 4. But you know what? If he's going to do it in proper circumstances, and good luck to the guy. And I will be the first one to say well done and shake his hand and say, you know, because I know what it takes. I genuinely know what it takes. So that's where I stand on the 4-501 deadlift. Next question, J Knoll 127. Will you do another death by deadlift video again? I could do, but obviously, you know, I'm retired now. I've been retired for 3 years, and my career has switched. I'm moving towards, you know, more TV side of things, the commentating, the presenting, the doing the TV shows, getting into that kind of thing. So my strength's dropped, you know, and I'll be the first to admit that. I'm not as strong as I was 3 years ago. I'm still strong. I can still hang with the top 10 in the world, don't get me wrong. But in terms of like jumping in there and doing big weights and moving big weights, nah, man. Not for me. I'm not going to go back to that, and I don't plan on going back to that anytime soon. Next question. Buskers SSS, keeping up training during quarantine, question mark. So, I mean, training during the quarantine has been pretty tough, but I mean, I'm very lucky to have my own gym. So I've been doing the bare essentials, you know, I've been doing my squats, my deadlifts. Oh, thanks, babe. Thank you very much. Thank you. The wife's just brought me out a beer. Just in case you didn't know, started doing my own beer. That's not the finished design, but that is my own beer. It tastes delish. Yeah, so, and I've kind of turned my training into more explosive. So I'm keeping the size, keeping the strength, but I'm doing more explosive, more fitness movements. So, you know, I'm going for bike rides. I'm doing 20 rounds on the boxing bags. I'm doing head pull training. I'm doing sit-ups, press-ups, star jumps. I'd say I'm probably doing about an hour and a half to 2 hours of weights, and then probably about an hour and a half to 2 hours of cardio. And I'm absolutely loving it. I'm getting up every morning, having my breakfast, and then I'm in the gym till midday, and then as soon as I get out of the gym, I'm having my dinner, and then I'm out going for bike rides and whatever. So I think just keeping active. I think if I didn't do that and I just stayed still, I would drive myself insane. So be active, whether that be 10 sit-ups, 10 press-ups, 10 squats, 10 lunges, doing a 10-minute run. It's so important for you guys to keep going out and doing that, just for your own sanity, really. Just for your own sanity. Just keep yourselves fit and healthy in here as well as in here. Right, 14_Andre_88. What was your first motorcycle? So my first motorcycle was, I think it was a Suzuki RM50. So it's basically an off-road motorcycle, so a little 50cc motorcycle that I had when I was 16, and I bought it out to an 80cc, and I tell you now, it was the most fastest, most ridiculous 50cc bike out there. Like, it would do 80 miles an hour, it would do 0 to 60 in like 5 or 6 seconds. It was ridiculous. For a 16-year-old kid, I was very proud to have an off-road bike that looked so... Oh, someone's just said my haircut looks so bad. You know what? My wife's a barber, so I've got no excuses for this, but she's been like, because her shop is closed, she's not cutting anyone else's hair, she refuses to cut my hair just to have a laugh, really. So yeah, I'm gonna have a proper afro by the end of this quarantine, that's for sure. So I know how everyone else feels, she says. Thank you, darling. Thanks very much, that's very nice. Right, John Hansen, is there any other world record that you want to break? You know what? There really isn't. I think rewind a couple of years back, I really wanted to break the log press world record, but it wasn't to be. I snapped my ankle 2 weeks before the attempt, and it didn't really go my way. And of course, it hurt me to walk away not having that record. It would have been the dream to have the axle press world record, the deadlift world record, and the log press world record all in one. It would have been the dream. I think that would have classed me, without argument, as the strongest man in history. I narrowly missed it. I locked it out. I just couldn't stabilize myself. So, well, again, it's one of those things. And now, world records just come and go. I broke the CrossFit world record for Isabel a month or so back. So I just keep having fun, doing things, doing little bits. I've got the world record in the ski urge, 100 meter as well. So, just little things like that. I might have to go to the 100 meter row world record soon. So, I've got a rowing machine as well, so I might have a crack at that pretty soon. Right, ale_tack_01. Will you introduce your son to strongman? Now, introducing your kids to sport is something that they've got to do on their own, I feel. I think that, my son's obviously going to be a big lad. I'm 6'3", my wife's 6 foot. He's going to be a big boy. He's going to be over 6'5", maybe 6'6" plus. He's big boned, he's a big lad. But you know what? I feel as though if you're going to be one of those parents that pushes your kids into sports, they tend to do the opposite. So I'm just letting Max be Max, do what he wants. He wants to play his Xbox, he can play his Xbox. He wants to go out for a bike ride, we'll go for a bike ride. He wants to do boxing, we'll do boxing. He wants to do strongman, we'll do strongman. It's totally up to him. And, I think that's the way I'm going to keep it as well. Right. Dirk Bayalurul, can you please do more videos on exercises to do during lockdown, or for those that haven't got a gym or access to gym equipment? You know what? I'm probably going to do a live video tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Do a leg session with no gym equipment. I might have, the odd bit of kettlebell or something, but nothing that you can't replicate with a bag of shopping or a big bottle of water. So leg session coming your way tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Be ready. I'm going to do it live, so as I do it, you can do it as well. Keep your phone in your hand. So I think that should be pretty fun. Maybe get your kids involved. They need a little space as well. Right. Kieran Albot, who is the best person you've trained with and why? I think the best person I've ever trained with has got to be Brian Shaw. And I'm not just saying that because he's a fellow world's strongest man. I'm saying that because he has such a good mindset when it comes to sport, getting things done, being professional. And of all the people I've trained with, I think Martin Ford would be up there as well, to be honest, because he's just such a such a knowledgeable guy, good friend of mine, pushes you to the max as well. But I think with Brian, Brian's more my territory. You know, he's been there, he's done it, and I learned so much from Brian, not just how to train, but how to act, how to be professional, how to be outside the sport. So, you know, I've got no shame in saying that Brian Shaw is one of my heroes, has been from one of the early days and still is now. You know, 4 times world's strongest man, an amazing businessman, and, you know, just a nice family guy as well. He's just such a good person to look up to, and I class him as a good friend. As much as I mock him and take the mickey out of him, I really like Brian. He was a good friend of mine. I've got a lot of time for Brian. Right. Orin.Rubridge. How well did the stem cell treatment work, and how has the bicep tear recovered? So I had stem cell treatment at the back end of last year. I think it was, I'm going to say October time last year. And they said it took about 3 months to kick in. Genuinely, like, I was on my back for about a month after that. Like, I didn't feel good. I don't know if it's just because when I had it done, I was traveling so much, working so hard. And for about 4 weeks after the stem cell, I just crashed, like really down and crashed. But once I got through that period, I felt great. Like, I felt as though my body had been reborn. I had a bit of a spring in my step, honestly. Like, I felt as though the hair was growing back in the corner of my hair. I felt like it did. I felt like my hair was growing faster on my beard, my nails were growing faster. I don't know if that's a sign of stem cell, but I just felt like a bit younger, if that makes sense. I felt like I just had more of a spring in my step, able to train a little bit harder. Just felt better. And I think for what it is, you know, would I go and do it again? Yes, I would. 100% I would go and do the stem cell again, because I do feel as though it helped. I feel as though it helped me train harder. The bicep feels good. It's still detached, but the doctor said I'd lose 15% strength in this arm. But honestly, like, other than the odd shoulder niggle, doing biceps and triceps and everything else and shoulders, it might hurt a little bit more, but it feels just as strong as this arm. That's all I can say. You know, it feels good. It feels good right now. Right. So, Mr. Fixit. Hey Eddie, will you be doing more stuff with Ross Edgley when the virus is all done with? Ross's infectious happiness is the perfect antidote. You know what, Ross Edgley, if anyone wants to cheer themselves up right now, head to Ross Edgley's YouTube channel, because that guy is just a bundle of joy, all wrapped up in a massive springy box. And as soon as you call him up, it's like boom, off the hinges. He's out, he's bouncing around like Tigger. He's just such a great person to be around, and I love training with Ross Edgley, for sure. You know, I've done some great videos with Ross. Check out my other videos with Ross Edgley. He's just such a nice guy, such a good laugh. So, and he's got a book that's just come out actually as well that I'm reading right now. So I'm reading Ross Edgley's book. Right, Paddy Fromant. Diet during this lockdown. Hannah, that's my last question, so keep them coming. So the diet during the lockdown has been pretty okay. I managed to get a good source of food in. Prep Kitchen have been pretty good at keeping my meals up to date, but the delivery services just let them down. But plenty of fruit and vegetables. I've been eating really healthy. Lots of eggs for breakfast, pastas and chicken and rice for dinner and tea. We're just about to have a barbecue now for our evening meal. So, yeah, Hannah, I need more questions because I'm out of questions. I've done them all. Please. Yeah, I mean, food's been really good, actually. I was quite surprised when I heard all the pandemic of everyone buying all the toilet roll and the food up. It just went stupid. You literally couldn't get any pasta, any rice. You couldn't get, you literally couldn't get a loaf of bread. You couldn't get eggs. You couldn't get orange juice. And that's when I came back from Australia. So it was quite a worrying time, because I had to come home to an empty house, and I had to come home and sort of go out in my truck and literally fight for food, like literally pushing people out the way to get bread and whatever else. It was absolutely crazy. I've never seen anything like it. People literally going nuts in the supermarkets. Right, Wezel B14, your PB on squat. So squat is something that I never actually maxed out on. The most I ever did in the gym was on that 8-foot wobbly bar. And I did 405 kilo with no knee sleeves in a squidgy pair of trainers, no belt. And you know, it was very, very easy. I was doing like 360 kilo for sets of 8 very easily. I believe that I could have very easily have squatted 1,000 pound raw at my peak when I won the World's Strongest Man 2017. But I just never got around to it. Powerlifting for me was something that it's just something that I never really bothered with because of the injury factor. You know, imagine if I was training for World's Strongest Man and I went for a max bench and ripped my pec off. That's my World's Strongest Man title down the drain. So that's why I stayed away from it. Right, one last question, and then we're calling it a day. So, O_boy357, do you plan on losing more weight just to be healthy? So right now I'm sitting at 175 kilo in body weight. I've got some scales coming, but we'll see what I am. I've done 10 days now of doing sit-ups, loads of cardio, eating healthy, and I can drop weight very, very quickly. So I won't be surprised if I'm under 168 right now. I guarantee I'll have lost a stone in 10 days, no problem. Towards the end of this lockdown, I anticipate this lockdown is going to be another 10 weeks, I think, just because of the way the government's sounding, the way the British people are reacting to everything. So, and I'm going to use this time effectively. I'm definitely going to diet down. I want to get to about 150 kilo. I want to get my fitness right up there. I want to be mega, mega, mega fit, and just see how everything pans out. But I'm enjoying the time at home. I'm enjoying the swap up in training, and that's it really. So guys, thank you for the questions. Just going up to 22 minutes now, so I'm going to end it there. Thank you for the questions. For me, this quarantine, as horrible as it is, you know, people losing their lives, people out there risking their lives, the key workers. And I just want to take this opportunity to say a big thank you to the key workers. The police, the ambulance, the fire service, the NHS. For me, the most at risk are the NHS and the supermarket workers. You know, people, they don't get enough praise. The people that are on the counters touching food all day, touching other people's money and whatever else. And they're keeping the community together by keeping us fed, keeping us, hydrated. And, you know, the NHS staff are out there risking their lives, touching exposed people that have had the illness. And it's a very worrying time, but I just want to thank everyone out there that's keeping us all going, you know. And there's so many people that people forget, you know, delivery drivers, lorry drivers, mechanics. I was a mechanic back in the day. I was a mechanic for 10 years. If it wasn't for the mechanics staying working, then the trucks wouldn't be on the road and the vans wouldn't be out. You know, lorries have to be serviced every 3-4 weeks. There's so many people out there that are keeping us going as a community right now. And I just want to say a big, massive thank you to every single one of you. Honestly, I'm just stuck here in my house. You know, people are moaning, saying it's hard staying at home. It's not hard. It really isn't hard. And with my wife and with my kids, you've got electric, you've got running water, you've got food coming in. You can go out and exercise on a daily basis. It's really not hard. What is hard is the people getting up every morning and going to work during this chaos. That's hard. So, you know, this is a holiday, whether you like it or not. We're having a holiday right now, albeit a horrible holiday, but make the most of this. Use your time productively, very productively. Do your decorating in your house. Use this excuse to lose weight, get a six-pack, get fit. It's just so easy to sit in your arse and play the PlayStation or watch Netflix all day, which I know 90% of the population are doing that. So, yeah, we will get through this together as a community, not just the UK, the whole world. So I want to wish everyone, stay safe, stay healthy, wash your hands, and I will see you on the other side of this. Okay? So tomorrow morning, 9 a.m., we're doing a live leg session on YouTube here. So put it in your alarm clock and I'll see you then. But thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you soon. Big love, the beast. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Big love. See you later. How'd you end this?